He's just gonna arrive.
He's just gonna arrive.
Wow. All right, let me see if it's on now. Is it on?
I got a notification.
It might be.
I got a notification.
Yep, it's on. Oh, it's on.
Oh, it's on.
But is there audio?
There should be.
Give me the audio.
There should be audio.
What up, Internet? I'm here. Sorry I'm late.
Yeah. What?
I don't think there's audio.
There should be audio. I am seeing lines go.
There it is. Weird. Weird, but cool.
I see this Blu-ray from Arrow with an intro logo sequence that looks like it's from an FMV game off the Sega CD. I was just
Oh.
well, no, I was curious if it was one of those like
They have stuff in it?
folder
Or?
things. Oh, okay, it is.
It's got the original.
Yeah, it's got
Oh,
looks
that's
like
not the
a
original.
VHS cover. Or
Yeah.
something. Shitty one.
Bummer.
Thanks, Bill. Am I glad to be back? We shall see.
Hey, it's Brian Fremen. He's here.
Free man.
There's a free bin here.
Yeah.
Does he know how to walk without rhythm so he doesn't attract the worm?
He better. I should tweet. Let people know that this
Yeah,
exists.
tweet.
I should Discord. Let people know we're here.
Nobody cares.
I care.
I mean, we care, but like nobody in the Discord cares. They're just like, we post, hey, we're live, and they're like, anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you heard about this weeb thing?
yeah.
back to this anime.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck.
I should delete that channel.
What, the weeb?
Yeah,
channel?
talk about weeb shit amongst yourselves.
Yeah, go somewhere else where they care about it.
Yeah. Weebs. Meh.
I mean, it's not germane to literally anything else. So I'll just bring it up now because we're talking about weeb shit. But I fired up that Dragon Ball fighting game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Man, I wish that was like based on a property I cared about because that shit looks cool as hell. I'm just saying, like I've for
Time
years.
to get into anime.
Well,
Sorry.
I just mean like for years, I'm like, why don't we have more video games that look like actually
Anime.
look like the cartoons and stuff? Like we have the technology and
Yeah.
and that's if you were into Dragon Ball, that's some cool ass shit. Just saying, I it's 6 dudes that look the same and then a bunch of weird anime villains. I mean,
That's anime.
yeah. Well, I just mean like it's like there's a Goku and this person and a whatever, and I'm like,
There's Goku and a second
there's a
Goku.
Vegeta.
Ah,
and a-
there's the
and a-
vegetable
and-
man.
You can't have
and a-
those in
and
an
a-
M-rated
and a-
game.
And a Piccolo. Because remember we made some Piccolo jokes. Because you're correcting me, I was making flute jokes, but there are no Piccolos in modern music.
What?
I don't know. We were doing this when we were talking about the Dragon Ball movie. I was making flute band jokes.
Did we watch a Dragon Ball movie?
We watched the live-action Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah. It had karate in it.
Yeah.
And Dragon Balls.
I was pointing out, when we watched it, I was like, this is literally the first Dragon Ball anything I've ever seen, and that's great, because I don't know shit about Dragon Ball.
Was it Dragon Ball Evolution?
I think so. Is Elijah Wood in that one, or is he in some other fucking bad thing he probably shouldn't have been in? There's something Elijah Wood's in it. It's like an adaptation of an anime or something.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Is it him?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. See, I thought I remembered that.
Episode 375. Ern E. Hudson. I
Oh,
don't
right.
know why we called it that.
Because Ernie Hudson's in it.
Does he die?
Probably. Yes, he does.
Of course he does.
I don't remember a single fucking thing about that movie.
I honestly don't either. I don't remember Chow Yun Fat being in it.
See? I only remember the things nobody else does, and then you're like, remember when we did this movie? And I'm like, nah, no. I don't remember anything about the movie. I just remember the jokes after the fact, because I was like, this is the dumbest thing we've ever done. None of us have ever seen a frame of actual Dragon Ball, and we're watching this. Fucking
Was that when we were faking everybody out for anime? We're like,
Probably.
we're watching Dragon Ball tonight, and everyone's like,
Probably.
yay! And then we was like, it's the movie, and everyone went, oh, you dumb idiots.
yeah.
What episode was it?
375.
That's why they hate us. Is because we bait and switch them literally all the
I
time.
think he said 375.
Oh, straight
Yes,
bags.
375.
I apparently liked it more than everyone else.
I just remember because I made a joke midstream that like in the chat we were making text jokes while the cast was happening where I was making all these flute band jokes. And then you were like, that's a flute, not a piccolo. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, Marshall fucker. I don't know anyone that plays that plays a piccolo in a band. yeah.
We've already been stuffed. Now we're gonna vomit all the stuff back
Yeah.
up on you, Bill. Sorry.
We did a semi-proper anime. It was Dragon Ball Evolution, Fist of the North Star, and City Hunter. So we were like, we'll watch movies based on anime. How about that? We'll trade you that.
Yeah.
Anime.
Adam, maybe?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. We want to do this thing. Some people have shown up.
Oh, man, we got people?
We've alienated any anime fans as per usual.
What are you going to do? I mean, they're used
I don't
to
know. I mean,
You gotta have a thick skin to be an anime fan and hang around us.
it makes me worried. I what comes out of our mouths collectively usually makes sense to me, which is strange to me that we have a Venn diagram lapse or like crossover with anime fans because anime doesn't make any fucking sense.
Some of it is okay.
I know. I'm starting to think like maybe we don't make as much sense as I thought we did.
Oh, we don't. We never have.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's weird because out of, I think, all podcasts, we are the least anime.
Oh,
I think if you
if you
measured
were to
it.
if you were to do some sort of test, like a litmus test
Yes.
across all
Yes,
podcasts,
I think if there was some sort of,
we'd be the most anime deficient.
yeah, I would think we would just be like the least likely to ever mention anime in a positive way. But
Okay,
yet,
I was gonna say we bring it up all the time.
but yet people are still sitting there with bated breath. Like, come on,
Come on,
One Punch Man, say it.
Oh, you just said it. Now we're
yeah.
I know. See, shit.
Yeah, here come all the Attack on Titan
Fuck.
fans.
Well,
We can name them. I've just never
One
seen
Punch
it.
Man is a baby anime for babies, Chuck. Why
Yeah.
did you say it? Why did you say the name of it?
sorry. Fooly Cooly.
I don't even know what that is.
It's an anime.
It is.
Oh.
It's only 6 episodes of it, but it's
Is
an
it
anime.
Fern Gully the anime?
No,
No, it's spelled FLCL. That's it. Legally.
Fooly Cooly.
That's all of it.
See, why they
Why
be
do-
doing this?
why do I know this? I
Like
don't know.
the one
'Cause
that's
it's
spelled
anime.
RWBY. It's Ruby, isn't it?
This can't
Sure.
be yogurt. Sorry, I didn't make you. I didn't want to make you laugh while you were in mid sneeze.
Wait, is that what the TCBY was? I thought it was like the country's best yogurt. Is it like this can't be?
This
It
can't be
officially,
yogurt.
if I believe it officially stood for the country's best yogurt.
Oh.
But everyone called it. This can't be yogurt.
Yeah,
because it was
In-
too delicious.
in the marketing.
Turns out it wasn't.
It wasn't yogurt.
No,
It was just ice cream.
it was stuff.
It was the stuff. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh man.
I know.
Fuck. That means I'm like probably taking over or something. Or does it like wear out eventually?
I eventually just
Oh,
leaves
okay.
it.
I haven't had TCBY
Yeah,
in
no.
a number of years. I don't think it's been possible.
No.
Are they still around? No.
No.
They tried to revive the brand.
Yeah,
couple
I,
years ago.
I vaguely remember that.
I think they might have gotten Rona'd.
Oh. There's one in St. Augustine, according to.
Let's go.
No.
What?
Why not?
It was purchased by Mrs. Fields.
Oh, the cookie
So?
people?
Cookie
Pie
people.
Or she-
Is Mrs. Fields bad?
Cookie people. I'm just saying they got purchased and probably got
Is Mrs. Fields an anti-vaxxer?
nuked into. Maybe. I don't know.
Don't know. Well, let's talk about movies.
I gotta sneeze again.
Oh,
Sorry.
God
Gotta-
damn it.
Here
Fucking shit.
Here comes
sorry.
the stuff out of his nose.
In May 2011, TCBY launched Super Froyo.
Ooh.
Also an anime.
Really?
In October 2009, TCBY launched This Could Be Yours, the Great TCBY Store Giveaway,
Oh.
where they literally gave away a store. Holy shit.
It's really not a bad thing, I guess. I don't know. See, what would be funny is like to win a contest like that. Like, let's say Blockbuster had been giving away locations when they were going out of business,
Right.
And like that ends up being the last one operating. You're like, y'all are fucked up, and I turned it back into a good video store. It just happens to have a Blockbuster name.
Yeah. Fuck y'all.
I've been going through the books and I can't figure out why why this company wouldn't stay afloat.
Yeah, it's seriously,
Now I'm a billionaire.
Well, I mean, like back in the day when VHS tapes were $90 because they were priced for distribution. It's like now you buy a $15 Blu-ray and rent it for $4 like 80 times. It's like
The model's much better.
That's a lot.
That's
of
how
profit.
Redbox has stayed in business for so long.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you would have to do a lot more rentals back in the day to break even, and now it's like 3 rentals and you've broken even basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not talk about the rental market. Let's talk about
The stuff.
the stuff market.
Stuff. Sticks and stuff.
This
The stuff market. Oh shit! I did not lube my lips.
Oh, shit. You should do that.
I'm gonna.
Okay. Good for you.
I love how like every time I do this on cast, I just make the stupidest faces. That's how I actually apply chapstick.
One day someone might take a still frame of that.
And just be like, look at how this stupid fucker puts on chapstick.
Yeah.
Duck facing all over the place.
look at how this stupid fucker.
Stupid fucker.
Stupid pucker, fuckers putting
fucker.
on chapstick here.
Fucker.
You're gonna end up on our stupid fuckers
That's a sister
subreddit about stupid fuckers.
sister podcast, a goof, not a goof.
Stupid
Oh yeah, we
fuckers.
haven't done a goof, not a goof. Hang on.
Oh, we did
No,
one.
we did
in-
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all did a goof, not a goof without me.
It came up.
Oh man.
Came up.
Actually, no, I don't think we actually put it on the cast. We did it in the studio.
No, it was on the cast
was it?
because I put the music on it and everything.
Man, that's rude
Really?
doing
Yep.
a goof, not a goof.
Wait, when I mentioned her weird shirt thing, or no?
Whatever
Was
it
it-
was, we did it
Okay.
because we were like, "That's a goof."
Or, I mean, because I know I mentioned it when we were watching the Resident Evil thing. Because
Oh, it was when the guy said that he was losing gamer score points.
right, that was a goof.
Yeah.
the shark.
He was
thing.
like, "I'm losing gamer score points," and I was like, "You
Yeah.
can't do that. It's a goof."
it's a goof. Yeah, but I did it in the.
Was it an
theater
IMDb
with,
goof?
Resident Evil.
No, this was a
Oh,
goof
it
not
wasn't
listed
even-
on IMDb.
Ooh.
This
Yeah.
was an original goof.
Yeah, this was a brand new.
We found it.
Yeah.
We are the pioneers of that.
I spotted a goof when we were watching Resident Evil 4?
Yeah.
5?
4.
Yeah. Actresses, when they're doing action scenes, they make them these costumes, like, if they're running around in a tank top or whatever, it's actually like a unikini, so it doesn't ride up. So, so that the shirt always stays flat. It's like it goes down and becomes pants.
Pants.
But there's a scene of like Ali Larder in Resident Evil where like it's come down to the point that you can see that it's like the unikini thing. I don't think anyone ever wears anything like that, generally speaking.
No, you wouldn't.
Do they? Okay.
No.
I mean, I've never seen anyone just like decide to wear one of those. It's typically a.
She did have a metal spider in her chest, so
Oh.
that could have influenced her decision.
Sure. Maybe.
Yeah, metal spider.
I mean, I'd only ever heard of them being used in movies, like never casual wear.
Sometimes you just want to put one on.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Stuffcast.
Stuff. Yeah.
Time to talk about stuff.
Okay. Whoa.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 524.
Ooh.
Wow.
The numbers, they are rising. So I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
Yeah. No Mackie this week.
Yeah.
But what we do each and every episode of this here podcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote movie. Bad movie. It's a quote-unquote movie. You might call it a movie. I don't know.
Whatever. It's
I
up to
forgot.
you.
I forgot a word.
Sure.
It's a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about them. Then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot
Jocks.
Jocks. Yay.
However, there are bad movies. Doesn't stay away. They get negative sliding score.
Scale.
Score.
Score.
Fuck. What's wrong with my mouth
I don't
today?
know. Fix your mouth.
However, there are bad movies. Doesn't stay away. They get negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash in which they belong.
Ooh. Gross.
Yeah. So we did kind of a semi-well-known movie this week from the 80s. I mean, I think it's more of a movie that...
This is a cult movie.
This is a cult, like, back in the day, like, true cult movie, not like, whatever.
Yeah.
People saying Big Lebowski is a cult movie. It's like, yeah, that's a cult
No,
movie, guys.
yeah,
Everyone
come
in
on,
the
fuck
fucking
off.
world has seen it.
Yeah.
But no, this was like a true video store. Like, hey, have you seen this weird ass thing?
Yeah.
And then they tell two friends and so on.
Right.
But yeah, this is The Stuff from 1985. Larry Cohen's The Stuff.
Larry Cohen's.
BMFcast own Larry Cohen.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done some stuff for the BMFcast.
Like-
I mean,
Yeah,
Cue the
like
Winged Serpent.
stuff.
yeah, he did.
Um,
He did Cue the Winged Serpent.
And
The Ambulance.
Oh, The Ambulance, yes.
And Maniac Cop and 6 other things.
Right.
Wrote a lot of stuff.
Right.
Including the stuff.
The Stuff.
Yeah, and because it's Larry Cohen, it stars Michael Moriarty, who was in Q and Troll.
Okay.
Not Troll the Second.
No.
Troll the First.
Troll.
Troll, where they were trying to make a movie and not trolling the audience.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Andrea Markovici, she was in Space Hunter: Adventures in the Forbidden Zone.
Oh,
Forbidden Zone.
okay.
That movie.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Molly Ringwald movie.
Yeah.
And what's his face?
Garrett Morris from Santa with Muscles.
Sure. That's how
Forgot
I
about
always
that movie.
think about him.
Well, it's the only time he's ever been on this show.
Okay. Yes.
Paul Sorvino from the BAMFcast Extra movies I, the Jury, and Dick Tracy. Also starred with Michael Moriarty on Law & Order for a season or two.
Okay.
Danny Aiello from Hudson Hawk.
Fucking airbags.
And Larry Cohen alum James Dixon, who was in Q, Maniac Cop 1 and 2, and The Ambulance.
The Ambulance.
Also, sneaky cameo by Abe Vigoda from Keaton's Cop.
Is it a sneaky cameo?
It is.
I didn't know he was in this movie.
No.
Him and Clara
Clara Peller.
Peller, yeah.
Where's the Beef
Where's the
Lady?
Beef Lady?
She made some money
Yeah.
here in the stuff.
The Where's the Beef Lady was an advertising campaign by Wendy's,
Right.
Yes.
wherein a lady was unsatisfied with her hamburger,
Yes.
Yes. All the competitors' hamburgers were
Yes.
too
Tiny.
tiny. And
and she demanded to know where my skull at.
right.
Yes.
I mean, where's the beef?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hashtag weird beef.
Yes. She was a national sensation.
Yeah.
She was all over the place.
Yep.
We had fridge magnets that said, "Where's the beef?"
I
Yeah.
had puffy stickers on my Trapper Keeper that said, "Where's the beef?"
And then right after her success, Dave Thomas himself was like, I guess I'll do the ads from now on.
He's like, no 100-year-old lady is stealing my spotlight.
Right.
Dave fucking Thomas.
Not of SCTV.
No, different.
I'm
And
DFT
Strange Brew.
over here.
So anyway, those are the alums of the stuff.
Right.
This they don't waste a lot of time. This movie starts. Just guy walks up to bubbling stuff out of the ground and immediately tastes it and is like, pretty good.
Well, I mean, look, I mean, this is a Larry Cohen movie, so don't expect a lot of like, I don't know, cohesion. I think was the right word you would usually say about his movies. They're a little kind of like
Choppy.
hot choppy, go from scene to scene, and it's not real clear what happened in between. But
There's not a lot of connective tissue.
They appear to have found a bubbling pipeline of stuff coming out of the ground in Alaska, somewhere frozen,
Somewhere snowy.
But then, like they're mining it in Midland, Georgia, not somewhere that where they would be where they were.
Right.
They do describe later in the movie
That's
that
everywhere, yeah.
that
Yeah.
these things have popped up everywhere.
Sure, I
These
just it's a
fountains of
strange
stuff.
when all this movies like filmed primarily in like the southeast area of the United States. It's strange for them to just be like, we got to get a shot in the snow for this. They're gonna make it make less sense later. I don't know. It's a little weird.
That might have just been lighting.
Could be
Like, I'm not entirely sure.
that was snow.
Well, no, they
Yeah.
said snow several times in that opening sequence. Like,
Yeah.
what are you
Like-
eating there? Snow? And the guy's like, no, I'm not eating snow. I'm eating weird goo that bubbled up out of the ground, you idiot.
Yeah.
Who
my
would eat
first
snow?
My first instinct on finding a thing that I'm not sure what it is A, touch it, B, smell it, and then C, just fucking eat it.
Yeah.
Like
and
that's-
this is like within 30 seconds
Yeah.
of the movie starting. Like,
just like,
he
you
has
know-
already put it in his mouth.
yeah, it's like if you think the people in Prometheus are dumb,
Yes.
here's this guy.
This man
He's
is
just like
their
touch,
father.
touch. That smells odd.
Yeah.
And then,
and
what
then he
does
calls
this
his
taste
friend over and is like, here, eat this.
Eat some of this stuff I found. Eat some of this goo from the ground
Yeah.
off of my finger.
And he's like, well, that is good. And then they just cut to the stuff as being marketed and sold, and
like? Yeah.
everyone loves it.
Well, basically, yeah. There's just like for half a second, they're like, I wonder if there's enough of this we could sell it, and then it's a fucking global sensation with jingles and runway models and like. I mean, like they already have like A&W root beer stores of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like there are Tasty Freezes that are
exclusively selling the stuff.
Yeah.
It's the food equivalent of the BIM. It has taken over the world immediately.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and then we spend a little bit of time with a regular ass family in the suburbs with one kid who's wakes up in the middle of the night and sees the stuff crawling across his fridge.
Yeah, he goes down to get like a snack, and
he was reaching for the almost pizza and just knocked over the stuff instead.
Yeah. Yeah, but he sees it moving, and he's like, "Oh hell no!" And then his weirdo dad is like, "Hey, you fucker!"
Yeah, what are you doing up?
Yeah,
it's funny to like look back.
What are you doing up?
No, it just. I know, like, I don't think life in general across the universe was like this, but like you watch movies in the 70s and 80s, it's like, why the fuck did you have children?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just like everyone is like fucking hates their kids.
Oh, yeah.
In 70s and 80s movies.
This guy is just like, hey,
Yeah.
you stupid shit.
And it's like, and you have two of them. Like,
Yeah.
this is the second one.
Like, you didn't like that first one, obviously.
Right.
Why did you try again?
I don't know. It's just such a weird dynamic where people were like, children are a nuisance and treat them like that in all movies and TV.
Was it a side effect of the stuff in this movie?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think this kid hated his dad already.
Yeah.
His dad hated him.
Yeah.
I mean,
So.
I even think there's like a weird like there's a lot of 80-yard or weirdly captured lines that seem ad-libbed or
Yes.
not properly recorded, because I swear there's even something that like this kid mentioned something like, I wish my dad would stop beating me, like sort of offhandedly, like no, I mean, I just mean there's a lot of like weird ADR or like I said, Mike's stuff where they were just capturing what seems like gibberish, and I swear this kid mentioned something about like that.
I have no
it's
doubt.
probably the real kid talking about his
yeah.
on-screen dad.
I just have no doubt this man was beating that child.
I just mean it's like
Real
this
or
is the
not.
kind of thing that this movie or his movies are like a lot, where it's like, did I catch that weird subplot? Did he just say that? And then it goes nowhere. Yeah.
It's weird because you at first you think this is going to be like a kid's adventure. This kid is going to be like the main character, and he's going to have to battle this stuff. And they kind of keep teasing that throughout the film, and it never ever becomes that, even though the kid stays a character throughout.
Sort of. I mean, you think he's going to be Wesley Crusher, and everyone's addicted to the game, and he's like,
right? He's the only one, but he just becomes like it becomes a thing to be in peril at times to rescue. But so then there's rich business fucks on a boat, and they're like, "Oh man, we can't figure out the stuff. We want to steal the stuff, and we can't reverse chemical engineer it. We got to get our spy, whatever his name is,
Rutherford.
Mo Rutherford, who arrives via speedboat, and he is Michael Moriarty, and
who pretty much throughout the entire movie, if he's not doing a Fletch disguise type situation, he pretty much wears a business suit with
Cowboy boots.
brown cowboy boots. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
it's like a blue suit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not that it's like. You can wear cowboy boots with a suit, I suppose, especially if you're from Texas. But I mean, it's like the clashing colors is what I'm pointing out. It's like,
He was ahead of the curve because everyone wears brown shoes with blue suits now.
Okay.
So, Michael Moriarty is a weird dude. Like, that's just...
No kid.
The actor Michael Moriarty is a weird dude, and that's why he gravitated towards doing a lot of Larry Cohen things, because Larry Cohen just let him be, and he... bees like he's all over this movie.
I think that is
He
the
do
present
be
tense.
being.
Yes.
Chuck, yeah.
I'm sorry. He's a weird dude, and you can tell he's ad-libbing 30% of his dialogue.
Is this in Q the only opportunities of unfiltered Michael Moriarty there?
No,
are
he's in one of the It's Alive movies, the
Okay.
Larry Cohen movie.
Okay. Because I need more of this. Like, this is exactly my brand of weird. Like,
it is. He's fun,
Yeah.
and half the fun of this movie is him. Like,
Yeah.
if he was not the star of this film, it would not be
he walks
nearly
in, his
tolerable.
first scene on the boat.
Yes.
He walks in and like just fucking owns the room.
Oh,
I mean, if
just
you wanna,
swinging dick
if
throughout the
if
room.
you want to call it a room, I mean, they're
Sure.
they're on a deck of a boat. But
Yeah.
I mean, he just walks in and is like, "Hey there, fellas," and "Hey, you used to work for the FBI."
Yeah.
And,
Fuck your dumb face.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
I know all about you because last night where you were at the thing, I snuck in and put this wire in your pocket. And he's like, "What, son of a bitch?" And then everyone checks their pockets like, "Did he bug me? Oh no, good."
And that's where he says the line. He's like, "Oh, you might not be as dumb as you look," and he says, "Like nobody's as dumb as I have here."
Says it with this big grin on his face. Like so basically, they are hiring him to spy on this company to get the formula for the stuff or figure out what's going on or whatever. Man, when he leaves this room, the guy who was giving him shit earlier says, "Oh, they've handed him a cashier's check," and he's like, "Oh, that's a good start." And he basically shoves it in this dude's face as he's going out, and then he just tells this guy, because the guy was needling him about being in the FBI and getting fired. He's like, "Oh, hey, next time you're at the FBI, give him a message for me," and just punches that man in the face.
Yep.
That is such a cool way to leave a room. I wish it was legal. I would do it all the time. Just like, hey, say hi to your mom for me. Punch. But yeah, that just sets the tone. Like,
It really does, yeah. Because he just, I mean,
you're like, okay, this
it's
guy's
funny.
goofy.
I mean, I'm joking. I was joking about the Fletch wardrobe, but that's kind of how he is.
A little bit, yeah.
He's just kind of like,
not as extreme, like not
No.
wearing super disguises, but he will
Right.
change his outfits.
but I
and
mean, it's
stuff
just
and-
his undercover work works because he's just so confident about whatever
Yes.
he's saying. He's
Yes.
just like, because he goes and recruits this PR lady. I don't really understand why, except we need a lady in this movie, but
That's why.
it's the PR lady who made the stuff an overnight sensation, and they're shooting this like fashion shoot or some bullshit. And
They're shooting a commercial.
and he just walks in and is like, "Hey, I don't wait," and I bet that's how you got where you are is you don't wait for things either. And let's talk. He's basically like, "I want to buy your PR firm to sell my oil company or something, and that we're not evil." And she's like, "All right, I'm going to cancel all my plans, and we're going to dinner, and now we're in love." And
It's okay.
just- yeah.
So this is weird '80s stuff
Oh,
happening
absolutely,
because
yeah.
like he is like, I want to buy your advertising firm, and she's like, she goes over to her assistant and she's like, check out this guy, hold on my calls, get me a dress, cancel my plans, and then she comes back and he's like, what's your favorite restaurant? And she's like, your hotel room.
yeah,
And he's like, fuck yeah, it is. Let's go. So whatever.
what do you mean, Chuck? Like these things don't happen to you all the time?
I mean, to me, but
Yeah.
like not like probably Michael
Oh, they
Moriarty
happen to you
anymore.
too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, this shit happens constantly.
Yeah.
Like, I just pretend
it's
I'm
a-
someone else, and I'm
it's a-
like,
I knew that it
nuisance.
didn't happen to everybody.
Yeah. It happens. Apparently, it happens to us all the time.
Okay.
I don't-
didn't know it happened to you guys too.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, I have never once had sex by telling the truth.
Nobody has.
Yeah.
That part is universal.
I make up this convoluted lie, and then
and I stick to
I
it.
stick to it, and I just commit,
And then the sex is made.
Yeah, that's
And then you run.
right. Yeah, I'm not committing any kind of crimes or anything whatsoever.
That's
Yeah.
Goodbye, stranger. Okay.
None of that is true.
Okay.
Just for the record.
Oh, now wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You tried to sex us by lying to us?
Which lie is the? Or I can't go to bed with you. So just stop lying.
2 truths and a lie, man.
Anyway,
We're the truths, and the lie will be our love.
I don't like this anymore.
I'm kind of into it. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Talk to BJ. I don't want to.
No, you two go on.
No. I don't want.
What's the matter? You're not feeling any tingles, Chuck?
Oh,
Turn
Chuck
off the
Tingle?
cameras. Let's Turn off the cameras. Let's figure this out.
No. So they go to Stuff headquarters
Yeah, stuffing.
and talk to Mr. Stuff, and he's like, I don't use the
I
product
think he's Mr.
myself.
Big Stuff, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know who he thinks he is. but-
Yeah. He's just like, yeah, it's a great product, isn't it? I don't eat it, but everyone else does, and I know who you are, Michael Moriarty. So why don't you come work for us? Here's a bunch of cash, and he's like, cool. So
Sure, I will.
yeah, and then it's just some investigating.
He has like a lab that kind of is like his home headquarters that he periodically visits that has the stuff in all 3 of its forms, because there's stuff that can be left on the counter, there's
I think it's-
refrigerated stuff, and then there's frozen stuff.
Okay, I think it's all the same stuff.
Okay.
It's just people prefer it in one
Yeah,
of 3
sure.
different temperatures.
It's just never
think.
particularly explained because
No,
it's like
it's everywhere.
They have it sitting on the counter where they're doing experiments, and then like a fridge situation, and then like a frozen section, like
Yeah.
dry ice.
I thought this was the lab of like the consortium of
Perhaps.
evil.
I thought it was the
evil
lab
ice cream
of the other
manufacturers.
ice cream makers.
That's fine. I'm just saying, like, he comes back here sometimes to
He
be
does.
like a home hub because
Yeah.
some assistant dude is just like, hey, check this out, Chief, or
Yeah.
whatever, Mo. But he's just like, look
Yeah.
at this kid. Also doesn't like the stuff. He's like, gotta find that kid.
He's got a funny little line. When
Oh,
he
because
tells
we didn't even
people
say
his name.
the kid, like, his whole family is basically like, you must eat this stuff.
Right.
But even before that, like, he saw it crawl in the fridge one time, and the very next day.
Oh, he's convinced. Like, no, fuck that. I have to destroy the
yeah,
stuff.
the next day he full on Charlton Heston's. It's like, it's people,
Yeah.
and is like destroying all of it in the store.
Well, he's in the grocery store, and there's this one kid in a shopping cart just with his face in the stuff container, just licking it, and he slaps it out of that child's hand, and the mom's like, "Hey!" And then this kid trips over a display, and then goes back and just starts destroying the stuff everywhere.
Like, well, because like again, they have it everywhere in the store. It's in like the yogurt section.
Yep.
It's in the
Ice
frozen
cream
fruits,
section.
yeah.
It's just stocked up
And,
everywhere.
Yeah, it's just running along the freezer beams,
Yeah.
like in a display thing, into one of those big end cap displays.
And it takes like 3 store employees to tackle this child.
He was passionate.
Yeah.
That kid's got the stuff.
Yeah, he's got
the right
moxie.
stuff.
So
They go to the lab.
you go to the
He
lab.
discovers that there is a place called Stater.
Yeah, it's one of those
Georgia.
things where it's just like this, and the guy's like, yes, and then it's like, okay, and then
Yeah.
they go there. It's
I don't. Yeah, they go to some podunk town where it's like everyone's disappeared, and they're like,
all that's there is a
Well-
guy who runs the gas station and a guy who runs the post office.
yeah. Well, he also meets Chocolate Chip Charlie as opposed to Charles Chips, which
Yes.
was a real thing in the 80s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Garrett Morris, BMFcast own Garrett Morris,
Yes.
who's this now deposed CEO of this
Yeah.
$1 billion cookie company or whatever.
It's like they stole my company
'cause,
out.
they took it over and made it a stuff distribution thing, and I want to figure it out. And
And they know each other from something. Right?
I think he
No.
just recognizes me. He's like, "Hey,
Oh.
you're Chocolate Chip
Yeah,
Charlie."
Michael Moriarty recognizes him.
Yeah, gotcha.
Garrett Morris is just like, I think we're on the same mission. We are now teammates.
Yeah, and it's just like, isn't it weird that this whole town is deserted? And basically, like, they go to the post office. Well, the guy's weird at the gas station, but then they go to the post office.
They go to the post office because Garrett Morris reveals that his
all the mail's been forwarded.
the people on his board had all their mail forwarded here, and they want to know where it was going. So they go and bother the guy in the post office, who is just acting the shiftiest possible way you could be acting.
He's got a real weird way of answering questions.
Uh-huh.
His speaking style is strange.
And then-
important to note,
Yep.
Chocolate Chip Charlie's hands are registered lethal weapons.
That's true. Yeah.
He is a karate machine.
He is. Yeah, because so they go in here, and the clerk is like, "Oh, excuse me, my stomach. I have to go to the bathroom." And he goes to the bathroom, but he keeps looking back at them, real shifty-eyed, like, "I hope they're not noticing this weird thing I'm about to do." And he goes in the bathroom, and then stuff just explodes out of him and creeps out through the bathroom window. It's just a big, like, the Blob, but white goo. Just becomes a solid form and exits the scene.
Yeah, I mean, other than like, oh, this is some weird town that's been taken over by this stuff, all they really get is that we need to go to Midland, Georgia. All this mail is going here, and then eventually, or also everybody in the town has moved there.
Yes.
So we've got to go there, and that's pretty much like the final destination of this movie is like we got to get there, and
Kind of. He does go back to the lab, and the guy in the lab's like, "Hey, check out this front page story about this kid who knocked over a display at a grocery store." And he's like, "That kid's my kind of kid. I gotta go get that kid."
Yeah, he and Garrett Morris split up because he's like, you've got to go to Washington and tell the FBI, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna go find.
I'm gonna
this
go to
kid
Midland,
and
Georgia,
I'm
and-
gonna find this kid and go to Midland.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. So then this is when the entire family is sitting around eating just big dishes of this stuff.
Well, she brings out like a crystal. What'd that be? I mean, it's like a custard dish. You
Yeah.
know, like I mean,
It's a big, like you would put, I don't know,
yeah, like a Christmas
gazpacho
pudding
or something in there.
But I mean, it's like
Fond
large serving dish.
Yeah, it's like a large pudding serving dish type
Yes.
thing.
If you're having a pudding party,
yeah,
everyone dip your spoons in the community.
but
pudding.
it's just they've got this in the center place of the table. It's just full of stuff, which
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
just,
the only thing they're eating.
It just looks like it's the consistency is somewhere between yogurt and like marshmallow fluff.
Yeah.
I mean that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
just
It's marshmallow fluff that moves.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a little looser than that. Basically, so
I know that I think I love that there are people listening to this who probably have no idea what marshmallow fluff is because that's
They still sell it.
I mean, it started off as very regional and then sort of spread out. But I mean, I meant like other places in the world are probably like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, like the idea of like a spreadable marshmallow, because that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's-
just think of like marshmallows, but whipped.
yeah, it's basically whipped marshmallow.
Whipped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's
But-
gross.
yes,
by the
it
way.
is.
no, it's actually awesome.
No, it's gross.
It's awful.
because it's fake ass marshmallow bullshit,
Uh,
which is the worst.
have you ever? Did you have like the Fluff brand, or did you have that Kraft knockoff bullshit? Because look, I just
I
say,
do not know. I honestly do
the
not
Kraft
know.
knockoff bullshit
but
is awful.
I also
It probably
don't
was
like
that.
Kraft jet puffed marshmallows,
yeah.
which are apparently the superior fake bullshitting ass marshmallow.
Well, Fluff and peanut butter is really good. The Fluff and butter, it's so good.
Ugh.
I also
makes
like
me sick
I also
thinking
like
about
Bosco. I mean, I have a weird like I've New England's like or Northeast foods that I shouldn't know about.
Yeah,
like,
you should leave.
Yeah.
yeah
Bosco. Jesus Christ. You like Ovaltine too?
yeah.
Oh. Ugh.
I do not like Nestle's Quick. Nestle's Quick is fucking
What?
disgusting.
Oh, that's okay.
God.
I hate Nestle's Quick, but yeah, I like you.
That's
I like
strange.
you and Ovaltine.
Okay, you like Yoo-Hoo. That's
Okay.
ridiculous.
I'm just saying I have weird exposure to like things that
You
are
must have
popular
been
in-
exposed to the stuff or something.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was.
know.
Yeah.
The scene I think that got him to the town was that he goes to Danny Aiello's house, who works for the FDA, and he's just questioning him about how did this get approved, and it seems normal for a time. Danny Aiello
Except that he's like way too accommodating. I mean, it's not like
He is
"Hey,
very,
who
like-
are you? He's just like, oh, let me get that information.
he's like,
for
oh, you want to talk about the stuff? Come right in. Here's some documents for you. But the thing that makes this whole scene weird is that Danny Aiello has a dog, and Michael Moriarty is all about this dog. He's like, holy shit, this dog's majestic. Tell me about this dog. How old is this dog? He's like 1 year old. That's amazing. Look at this monster dog you have.
The
And
dog is majestic.
Yeah.
It's a Great Dane. It's a big fucking dog.
it's a nice dog. Danny Aiello is just every time the dog like even looks at him, Danny Aiello is just like, well, just don't don't look at me, dog. To where like BJ was like, is he afraid? Like legit,
Like the actor.
like the actor is
Yeah.
afraid of the dog. But eventually, Danny Aiello leaves the scene, and Michael Moriarty is like, "Hey, dog, why is your owner afraid of you? Come with me in the kitchen. Let's get you something." Danny Aiello has confessed that both he and the dog eat the stuff, and that's why it's okay because obviously it's not medicine; it's just a dessert. So we approved it because whatever, it's the FDA, man. And
I like
Turns
that-
out that's all they eat.
yes.
Well, I just like that his version of what the FDA does is basically not check things out.
Yeah.
It's like give it to people and see if something bad happens.
Yeah, just like
And it's
taste it.
No, I'm just like that's the complete backwards way of.
Yeah.
It, I'm sure it actually works. I mean, they're like,
You're probably right.
we can't. Why would we tell someone they can't sell it if nobody's allergic to it or
Yeah.
anything?
So
We don't care what's in it. Like, okay.
he gives Michael Moriarty some non-confidential documents, and he goes on his way. Meanwhile, the dog is starting to get aggressive towards Danny Aiello, and then later in the night, for some reason, they cut back to Danny Aiello, who's being menaced by the dog, and he hides under a tiny little end table, and this dog... So in the close-ups of the dog is stuffing out, basically. Like its mouth is opening wide and stuff is coming out of its throat. But in the reverse shots of Danny Aiello, the dog is just like, I'm going to give you kisses, Danny Aiello. You're a good boy. So it's real funny. But apparently the stuffed dog murders Danny Aiello.
Yeah, it kind of Resident Evil's out a little bit, and
Yeah, the jaws unhinge
Yeah.
and it's just folding back as stuff is coming out of its throat. And then,
The puppet's real bad.
Yeah, oh, it's,
Oh, yeah.
The real dog is real cute.
yes. Fair enough.
Okay.
So anyway, that is Danny Aiello's scene in this film. He gets licked to death.
well, he was listed as a special guest
He
star,
was
right?
special
yeah.
guest.
Yeah. Which is always a strange credit in a movie.
It's like you
it's
got. There's only
everyone's-
one of these.
Everyone's a guest in the movie
Yeah.
because you're not.
None of you are permanent. All of you are only appearing in this one film.
Sir, only appearing in this one movie.
Yeah. Yes, it's weird. I've never understood it. It must be some weird Actors Guild thing where it's like I'm the special guest. Like, well, fuck you. So anyway, that's how that whole ball got rolling. The kid is being menaced by his family. They give him some stuff and say, "Go upstairs and eat your stuff," and he's like, "Whatever."
Actually, I want to back up for a second. What the hell had Danny Aiello done to be known for anything when this movie came out. Because, like, Do the Right Thing hadn't come out. Nothing had come out.
That Jackie Chan movie he was in was out, The Protector.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like,
I mean, I'm
you know,
pretty sure he was.
I feel like Do the Right Thing is like one of the first times people were like, "Hey, Danny Aiello."
No, he was
or
in
Hudson Hawk, or like things that were.
I mean,
later 80s.
maybe he was famous New York actor.
Okay,
who
I don't. I mean,
like,
I could
star
be
of
missing
stage.
some famous role of his that I don't know, but I feel like all the things he's really known for were a couple years later.
Trying to think of like when the first time, like people would have been like, "Oh yeah, Danny Aiello." Oh yeah, he was working a lot.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was working a lot.
All right. Fine.
So, I mean, he was in The Godfather Part 2, for God's sake. So,
For Godfather's sakes.
yes.
Jeez, how young would he have been then? Yeah.
I don't know. He was always middle aged. Danny Aiello was
okay.
always 45 years old.
I just mean that's like 74, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, like the same year, 1985, he was in The Stuff and he was in The Purple Rose of Cairo, which is,
Okay.
at the time, a fairly acclaimed Woody Allen film. He was in Once Upon a Time in America the year before. So,
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah.
so,
Yep. That's kind of a big deal.
doing a lot of stuff.
Working with Bertolucci will do that.
Yeah.
Or no, it's Leone.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Leone did that.
I was thinking 1900, the other movie that's very long and about early America.
Yep. So the kid has been given the stuff and told to go to his room and eat the stuff. He goes into the bathroom, flushes it down the toilet. The stuff fights back, tries to get out of the toilet, doesn't work. He then fills the stuff container with shaving cream. And you're like, what's your end game, kid? So he comes downstairs and he's like, this stuff is delicious. And he's just eating shaving cream. And you're like, how long are you going to be able to do that, child? And he just keeps doing
About
it.
4 bites.
Yeah. And then he's just like, he just basically flips the table and runs out of the room. He's just like, fuck y'all.
It's a weird tactic. Like, why? I don't know why just like not have it in the can. Like, I don't
know.
This is delicious,
I don't
Dad.
know.
I love it. Anyway, bye.
But man, Dad violently sticks 2 fingers into his container of stuff and puts it in his mouth and is just like, you son of a bitch. They chase him outside. Michael Moriarty shows up and is like, I saw it move too. Get in the car. And it's like, wait, that detail, how did you get that particular... Was that in the
It was
article?
in the news story. It had to have been.
I don't know. But he steals the kid. And
Yeah,
that's
just a pro tip, everybody. If you just speed up and say like free candy, all rush like, kids will just be like, oh, okay.
don't give... No, that's a bad tip. No. Do not do that.
I'm pointing out the fact that like,
I mean, tell your children that could happen and
Okay.
not to do it.
I just mean it's like, oh, let me forget all the stranger danger things I was probably taught just because this guy hurriedly.
Hey, look,
I mean, look,
his stuffed family was coming
Yes,
at
I was
him.
going to say his zombie stuffed family was
Yes.
the Stuffies. Is that what they call them?
Stuffies. That's
Stuffies,
what
yeah.
Michael Moriarty starts calling them.
Yeah.
These stuffies.
I guess it was like zombie, but yeah, they've
Yeah.
been turned into Stuffies.
That is the last time that child sees his family.
Uh-huh.
He's later told that they are dead.
Right.
And I guess he belongs to Michael Moriarty now. So from there they go to Georgia. They get on a private plane, fly to Georgia.
Yeah, it was. What time did it leave? Oh, it's a train. Sorry, not a plane.
Yeah. So they fly to Georgia. Georgia in this film is played by New York, as are all the scenes.
I was going to say, everything is played by New York in
Yes. So they get to New York, and it's just like, let's go check out the refinery, see what's going on there. We'll take a tour.
Mm-hmm.
We're totally not suspicious. We're here just to,
Well, she keeps using her like, oh, I'm PR lady,
Yeah.
Madison Avenue
and this is my
lady.
male secretary.
I'm a mad woman.
Is he the secretary of her mail, or
He's a man
he's a man
who's
who's
a secretary.
Right.
You had to
Yeah.
explain, like, this is
Right.
weird, right? But he's a dude,
Yeah.
and he's a secretary.
1985, so this is very strange.
Yes, he's a male nurse. Like, what? That doesn't happen.
So they're taking this factory tour, and she's leading the chart. She's asking all the questions. He is in the background with like this blonde worker on his arm while he is just randomly just taking photos and grinning like an idiot. Like, not at all being sly about what he's doing. And he keeps getting in the guy's face who's giving the tour and making motions for him to smile. It's just this weird bit of background business that he's doing for some reason. It's real good. The other thing, okay, the 2 things I really appreciate about this movie, one is Michael Moriarty's performance. The other is how they have created a convincing distribution system for this stuff. Like, they have convincingly put it into a factory to where it is being squirted out into cups and is in giant vats. It is a believable situation. This product is being put out.
I will give you that. I mean, in Alien Takeover movies, this is a pretty solid plan because I mean, it takes over the heads of these like multi-conglomerate type, businesses things, with quarries and stuff. I mean, literally, like the stuff factory is like something quarry, and it's like scratched out and it says stuff. I mean, it's just like they took over these people that like have facilities and tanker trucks and things that can move this and not make it look like it's not bubbling out of the ground. So it's sly,
Yes,
it's slick.
By the way, they left the child on the plane because the child was sleeping, and they tell the pilot, if it's 3:00 and this kid is still asleep, you take this child to the Savannah airport and wait further instructions.
I guess I feel like Savannah is one of the names. It's just a city or a town that sounds like nothing bad could happen there.
No, you'd be fine. Just go to Savannah; it's safe.
Well, I think it's just like I feel like that's its mystique in movies and stuff. It just sounds like a place you can't possibly be hurt.
Yeah, nothing bad ever happened in Savannah. You go there,
I mean, not as opposed to the actual Savannah where it's full of fucking lions and rhinos and shit. Yeah.
My brain clicked off for a second there, and I was like, Savannah doesn't have lions and rhinos.
Well,
what the fuck is he talking about? Yes, I know you meant the Savannah in Africa, but my brain was not on the same page with you.
Well, it sounds like such a safe place, but it's named after a place that's full of things that will murder you.
Super dangerous. Yeah. So yeah, the people have come for some reason to fill the plane up with stuff. And so the kid's like, what? And he sneaks out the back door of the plane, which, okay, and runs off and ends up in a tanker truck inside.
First he wanders into a cave, and you're like, okay, I guess you live here now. Yeah. And then
are you?
And then he just wanders in, finds the factory.
Yeah, he goes through the cave and comes out the other side, and there's the factory. And he gets inside an open tanker truck and, of course, gets shut in there.
An empty one.
Yeah. And he will roll around in there for a while. He's not yet in danger of other. No. That's going to happen.
Well, because
they
take these empty tanker trucks out to the stuff pit and fill them up, and then take them back to the factory.
Yeah, but that's like a day later.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying that's what their game is that they go. They extract this out of the ground, take it back to the factory, so it looks like they made it.
Yeah.
And then that's their trick. And this kid's just in the empty tanker truck rolling around.
Yeah.
But, actually, I think it's about the time he gets in the tanker truck.
He gets in the truck around the time they're in a hotel room.
Yeah, well, they're... that's right. The stuff comes out of the mattress and tries to eat them, and then they're like, "We're going back to that fucking factory." Okay, I'm not dropping that one scene with that one line. I'm just saying. Then they go back to the factory, and that leads them to follow the trucks out to the stuff pit. But
First of all,
they have two rooms.
Well, when they check in,
but they're totally fucking. Like, I mean,
they did.
I don't understand this. This is like part of the cover.
But when they check in, they are very obviously just like, it's a good thing we got to join in rooms because this lady won't shut the fuck up. Am I right, lady? Ha ha. Anyway, let's go to our rooms. And then it just cuts to them sleeping together in the same bed.
Hold on. I want to finish his speech because because he's not not being like, you make it sound like he's trying to make it sound like they are not sleeping, and he's doing everything loudly to make it clear that they are fucking.
I know.
Because he's like, she wants me to take her dictation at all hours of the night, and then she helps me with my hunting and pecker or hunter and pecker.
Yeah.
It's just like, I know what you're saying about typing, but you just said pecker, and it's pretty obvious. You're talking about your dick.
Pretty obvious.
Wiener.
Yeah.
So they are laying in bed. He's reading the files, and she's sort of asleep, but then like wakes up long enough to crack her neck, and he gives her a look like, the fuck?
Well, she's having cat dreams because I'm just saying, like, she's over there, she's just like, like pawing at the air, and then wakes up and is like, oh, let me, like I'm a fucking professional wrestler about to get into the ring, just like.
It's got that real bundle of celery being snapped in half sound.
But he looks over at her like, what the hell?
But I mean, like I said, she's just clawing at the air at nothing, and then wakes up long enough to crack her neck, and then he's just like, what the hell? And anyway, back to I'm watching boxing / reading this report, and then the stuff just started exploding out of the pillow.
It starts oozing out of the pillow a little bit until like a gloved stuffed hand comes out and just slaps Michael Moriarty across the face. It's so good. It is just the dumbest. Like, you got Stay Puft Marshmallow Man across the face. So now he has stuff on his face, and he's like, and she's like, I'll save you, and goes and gets an oil.
Put the candle back.
Well, she's like pulling on it, and he's like, so she goes and gets an oil lamp and dumps it on his face,
Oil can.
and then just looks at it like, well, I guess I got to set this on fire. So she lights it.
Oh no, she announces before
Oh,
that
yeah.
she's going to set it on fire. Yeah.
Yes.
I am now taking the butane lamp, pouring it on your face, and I will now set it on fire.
This works. But also the room is now on fire. And the stuff is on fire. The room is on fire. Then a man with stuff inside him has come into the room and is attacking them.
He comes from the adjoining room, I
Yeah.
believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe he was in there trying to murder one of them.
Maybe he was like, hey, what the hell? So he comes in and then gets stuck in the stuff. The stuff is now like pouring out of the bed onto the wall.
I'm
They're-
pretty sure they've made a gimbaled room.
They did.
Because like they are stationary in like one side of the
Yes.
room while this room is turning around so
Yes.
that this guy can, Friday or Nightmare on Elm Street up the wall.
Yep.
I believe they said in the probably lying IMDb trivia that it was the same room.
Yeah.
Oh, from
It's
Nightmare on Elm
like the
Street.
same set.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. So I'm glad I made that reference.
Yes. Very good. Look at you.
Thanks.
I was trying to remember what movie they said it was
Yeah.
in, and then
It looks rad.
Twin Powers.
Like, this is
Oh, yeah, it looks
super
great.
cool. Especially because they do have the people standing right off the side of the bed with the bed on fire and the stuff pouring out of the bed into the upper corner of the room. It just looks really cool. The weird thing about it, though, is that because the movie is so choppy,
Yeah.
you really don't get a good sense of the chaos that's happening. It's just like, and then this, and then this, and then they run out of the room, and the room is on fire, and they're like, well, that happened.
Yeah, and then 20 minutes later, there's a line where not even that, it's actually much sooner, but he has saved one bag. He's grabbed a bag. He ran back in the room, grabbed a bag, and ran out. And anyway, this is what they're like, fuck, we just got attacked by the stuff in our hotel room. We're going back to the factory and break in and see what's going on. And they steal a pickup truck, I think.
They do.
Yeah.
They go to the office, and they steal that dude's pickup truck.
And then are riding out there and then decide to stop because the thing, it's this like ancient Chevy pickup truck and it's just clunky and making noise.
They're like, we gotta stop here.
Yeah,
This thing's too loud.
And then they see all the empty Tinker trucks rolling out like 3 a.m. and they're like, odd time to be doing deliveries. And he's like, not unless you're trying to hide something. Let's follow him. So that's how they get out to the stuff pit.
Right. And they see the stuff pit, and it's a big pit of the stuff.
And he says like the only way I can prove that they're mining this out of the ground is if I steal one of these trucks. And it's like, you're at the Close Encounters set. Whip out that fucking camera you had earlier and take a picture of all the dudes and the lights and the Taker trucks
It was
that
in
are
the room.
pumping it out.
Burned up.
Okay, fine. I guess I think this is like part of the modern day. My brain is like I think it's why I was having trouble going back to the X-Files because like they have cell phones when they decide that they want to use them in that. But that they, always go somewhere there's no signal, and
always
it's
no
like,
signal.
and it's just like my brain is like, pull out your fucking phone and take a picture. It's like, not 1985. Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Anyway, but
Yeah. Yeah, so they see the stuff pit, stuff bubbling and
yeah,
emerging from the stuff pit. He dons the
yeah,
worker suit.
The bag he saved
Yeah.
was like a hazmat suit that they happens to be the same kind they have. I
Right.
don't know how, but
He just had it.
she offhandedly it's like, oh, good, you saved that, not my handbag.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. He goes to blend in with the crowd and is immediately spotted by the guy who gave him the tour. So he goes and hides behind a truck and waits for that guy to follow him, and then there's just these off-screen fisticuffs.
He gives them. It's the old Indiana Jones. Like, just it's very simple to lure someone behind a thing and just
Yeah.
take them out.
And then just walks back out like, well, took care of that. No one else here knows me.
Like everyone's wearing these yellow. They have like yellow hazmat / costumes things on, whatever jumpsuits. But this one dude, like everyone has. Some people have yellow hats, but he has a yellow hard hat. And I think it's funny because he like takes that from him, and you're like, that'll help you hide. Except he just hangs it on the hood ornament on the Mack truck.
Yeah.
It doesn't take him with it.
No.
But, so it's just he just took out that dude just so that he wouldn't be recognized, but then wanders around and happens to find the truck with Jason in it, the kid.
Well, because they've started filling his tanker truck with this stuff.
Right.
And
He's sort of like Lieutenant Danning at this point. He's like, all right, you're fucking here. Come at me, man. It's like, what are you waiting for?
It really is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in your head. You're in my head.
Yeah.
You killed my family. Come on, stuff. And so Michael Moriarty is just kind of standing there, and he hears these like, Jason? What are you doing in there? Get out of there.
No, he doesn't. I mean, that's the thing. He's in there fighting. The kid is in there fighting with the stuff.
Yeah.
He goes through with his plan of stealing the truck.
Yeah, he just steals
with,
the truck.
with this kid in the back of it
Yeah.
with the stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like,
hang on.
don't you think that would be sloshing all around on,
Nah.
on him? Whatever. But it doesn't. They get it all the way back out to where the truck is. Meanwhile,
He told her, go back to the truck and wait for me there.
some random dude waited in the truck for her, though. Because she went back to the
It's
truck.
the guy from the post office.
Is it? Okay.
He is shown back up because he's like, blah.
Yeah, he just explodes out of the truck and
Yeah.
is like, ah, and she has to...
She pushes him off, and then they roll up in the tanker truck and roll over his legs, and he explodes.
Yeah, his head explodes.
Yeah.
Like almost like it was like a pressure thing.
Yes.
Like he's a water balloon.
Yeah, he popped, and the stuff popped out of him, and she's like, "Oh God!"
Yeah. she full on rigor mortis up to like Michael Morty has to like pick her up, and she's in like a claw phase. Like he's like, all right, you come with me now. And she's just like, oh God,
the thing happened, and I can't. He's like, come on,
She only acts with her hands.
just get in the truck. Well, she's wearing like this weird Marilyn Monroe dress the entire time.
Yeah,
it's
like,
the
it's
most
so dumb.
inappropriate thing to fight the stuff in.
Yeah, it really is.
You should be wearing a jumpsuit like your friend Michael Moriarty.
I don't know if she could fight dinosaurs.
She's trying to keep up appearances.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. So yeah, they roll off, and there's some half-hearted attempts. Like occasionally, a guard will come out and go, "No, stop!" And they're just like, "Nah," and they will drive through whatever cheap-ass barricade is there.
Oh, also, we didn't even mention while he was still undercover, he strapped some C4 to his boots.
Yeah.
Before he walked in,
He
and
put
we're
some like ankle bombs on,
Yeah.
and you're like, "What are you about to do?"
yeah, I was like, is he gonna like wade into the stuff?
That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
thought he was just gonna like, well,
Yeah.
time to blow up the stuff.
Yeah.
But no, he puts it on some rocks, and then he
After he steals the truck, he
Yeah.
remote detonates it, and
the rocks.
it
cover up the
appears to cover the entire quarry / stuff pit. So
Yes. At the very least, it has tainted the purity of the stuff.
the stufferous pit. Yeah.
Yep. So they roll out of there, and they get away for a little bit until they get pulled over by a cop because they are dragging a hose. And they get out of this by everyone. The cop makes everyone get out of the truck, and the kid and the lady are like, "Hey."
I don't think he was gonna do anything except you should probably go and hook that. Except Michael Moriarty couldn't stop being Michael Moriarty
Right, he
because the cop's like, "Hey, did you know you have a hose dragon behind you?" And Michael Moriarty sort of looks behind him. He's like, "What are you gonna do? Arrest me for indecent exposure?" He's like, pulls his gun. He's like, "Get the fuck out of the truck!"
Get the fuck out of this truck.
The right response.
Yes. There was a brief bit as they were driving along where Michael Moriarty was kind of skeedily bopping to himself for half a second.
There's also like 3 scenes where there's a piano behind him, and I'm like,
turn around, dude. It's right there. Do your thing. Skeedily bop. So the kid and the lady are like, hey, it looks like some stuff leaked out.
"Yeah, I'm
Look,
really hungry."
We should go check it out because
So
you know
hungry, aren't you?
you should eat. You want to eat every hour, right? And they just go back there and start pretending to eat the stuff. Like, so good.
Oh, I just also mentioned that they were pulled over en route to Atlanta because, as we pointed out while the movie was happening, there are several points throughout this that Michael Moriarty or company will just have some rather large leaps of logic.
Yes.
Because he's basically like, well, the cops were there at the place where they were pumping out the stuff, so they've probably taken over every small town at this
Right.
point. The only place we can be safe where they don't have 100% takeover rate is large cities.
It's a big town.
So, because there's one point where they just like barrel through some small town. He's like, nah, it's probably not safe.
Yeah, the kid was like, it's a town. He's like, not here. Because
But anyway, so
logic.
but yeah, they get pulled over by this cop, assuming he's a stuffy,
Right.
So
Which he is.
he is, but
But
they basically just like go back to and are like eating the stuff off the ground from the hose. Well, the kid and the lady are pretending to, but then
he gets down on the ground to start eating the stuff, and he just gets Kirk double axe handled to the back of the head. And they're like, okay, come on.
Yep.
So
it's also that's another strange thing is the stuffies seem to have various viscosity of skin because some of them it's like you poke them and they just crumple like they're made of paper mache.
on occasion, they will just punch through someone's head.
Yeah, like inadvertently or
Yeah.
I think that depends on how long somebody's been stuffing.
Yeah.
I
How
see.
much of their insides has been replaced by stuff.
Right.
So actually, it's you're more empty on the inside the more stuff you have.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
you have less stuff.
That's the message of the
Yes,
movie.
it is. Think about it.
Oh, I see. This is an anti-materialism thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anti-consumerism.
Yes.
really.
Huh. But then, how does Paul Sorvino fit into that? Because
Well,
I forgot about
okay.
the fourth act of this movie.
Yeah, so they don't drive to a big city, actually. They drive to a castle in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Moriarty is like, I know this guy. He doesn't know me, but I know him, and he's going to help us. And they, he gets out. He parks like way far away from this thing and gets out, starts walking towards it, and all of a sudden, all these guys in fatigues pop up. And you're like, what is this like a secret army base? No, it's worse. He goes up and he starts talking to Paul Sorvino, who is dressed as a colonel. And he just immediately says, well, you don't know me, but I was in the FBI, and I have tape of you in a hotel room with a 17-year-old black girl. And you're like, well,
Is that what he said?
Yes, that's exactly what he said.
Oh, okay.
I missed that too.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And I was like, well, that's a very odd detail to open with. What are we doing here? And then you quickly go, shit, is this like a fucking white supremacist militia shit? It's exactly what it is. It's a militia bullshit thing.
Yeah, but also it's like he's also I forgot his name. From Doctor Strangelove,
Yes.
the one who starts the whole shit. I mean,
Right.
basically, like there's fluorides in the water
Yes.
and communists and blah blah blah. And
He's
doing all that shit
fucking
too.
Art Bell. He's a crazy person. He's just, every conspiracy theory in the Russians, they're all doing it, and God bless America. And
Wait,
I will
was Art
save-
Bell racist?
No, he was crazy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, that's fine.
I didn't necessarily mean,
All right. Well, I
Both.
just had to check.
I mean, unfortunately, too many times there's a crossover. I mean,
sure, yeah.
I think it's just
That's
it's hard
why I
to
had to
tell
check.
the good crazy people from
Yeah.
the bad.
yeah. I
like,
mean,
Art Bell was fun crazy.
Yeah.
As long as he wasn't a racist.
Right. I believe he was more aliens and that kind of thing.
I mean, I think if you're prone to believe a us them bullshit conspiracy thing, you're prone to draw lines for other stupid reasons. Be it,
Maybe.
being you're going to be racist or anti-Semitic or whatever. It's probably going to happen because that's what happens when you start us and them and everything.
Unless you're, us.
Unless
Earth
you're
beings.
singing Pink Floyd songs. I mean, that's about the only time that it's acceptable to do that. All the
But
time.
good to know Art Bell's probably
I believe,
probably wasn't a racist.
if I'm not mistaken, don't hold me to
No, well, now I got to look it up.
Okay, go ahead. Go to isheproblematic.com.
Is that really a thing?
It should be a thing.
No,
I was thinking of starting that.
I just do
because-
celebrity name problematic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. There should be that. It should be like doesthedogdie.com. Because I before I'm like, this celebrity is neat. I want to make sure like, oh no, they're a rapist. That's bad. So
Man, did you guys hear about this Roman Polanski? I just saw one of his movies the other day. It's really good.
yeah.
There's nothing bad about him, right? I mean,
No, listen.
Everybody loves milkshake duck. The duck that drinks milkshakes. 5 minutes later, we regret to inform you the
Yeah.
milkshake duck is racist.
Yes. So what'd you find out about Mr.
I
Art
think
Bell?
I think Art Bell's clean.
Okay, thank God.
I'm dead. But
Clean and dead.
Yeah.
So basically, he explains to Paul Sorvino, look, the stuff, it's killing people. It's eating them up on the inside, and it's going to ruin America. And he's like, no one's ruined America on my watch, commie bastards. And they roll out. They roll out to the facility, and it's...
they basically, I guess they do go take over the place first because
Yeah.
they find all the empty husks and everything. But yeah.
Yeah, they go there first, and
It's a bunch of bullshit hut into like basically empty rooms. I mean they
Pretty
they
much.
shoot like one or two security guards that are left over, but it's mostly like everyone's dead.
there's some stuff in the building that is chasing the kid and the lady around at one point. But yeah, they just basically blow this place up. And then they're like, okay, we got to get the message out. Let's go to the big city. And
take over a TV studio.
yeah, they fly somewhere and land, and there's an army of taxi cabs waiting for them. And there's this cab driver who says, what is this, World War III? And Paul Sorvino says, I don't want to hear any more of your liberal.
He's like, take us to like 3rd and Main or whatever, and I don't want to hear any more of your liberal bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, what? So,
I mean, if you base that, now that I know
yeah,
what I know about his character and the rest of what was going on,
Right.
when Garrett Morris shows up later,
yeah,
now I understand.
right.
Liberal was code for you're black.
Yes.
But like I didn't,
Right.
I wasn't picking that up as I was watching the
No,
movie
at
initially.
the time we're like, what?
Yeah.
Were the words World War III a liberal agenda? I don't remember that. I was alive.
No, man, the commie agenda is that the world war ever stopped and that there's a number. It's ever going.
It's still going.
Yeah. We're still in World War One, the first one.
Man, I love they storm this place, and Paul Sorvino is just trying to hype this kid up. Like, aren't we great? The Americans have never lost a war. And the kid's like, what about Nam? And he's like, we lost that war at home, son.
That's the thing. Like, okay, though he may be a whatever, racist militia dude or whatever, Paul Sorvino the human, I'm not his character. I'm not in any way disparaging the late Paul Sorvino, as I believe he's also dead. But
he was a racist, so it's okay.
Is he not?
I don't know.
I thought he died recently.
Danny Aiello died recently.
Okay, well, I could be wrong. If he's alive, God bless. But no, no.
Sure.
I'm saying like my
Paul
point.
Sorvino's still with us.
Okay, great. Like him entering in the movie as an actor makes as much crazy bounce off Michael Moriarty like as soon as he enters the movie, because it's like he has also been given the do whatever asides in the script too, because I mean, like everything he says and does with the kid is just like hoorah, America, fuck yeah. But obviously with a weird fucking broken tinge going on there, but
yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm saying like him entering into this movie like adds even more craziness to it. It's fun. I guess there's a weird side to it that I didn't catch, but I mean, I clearly caught it when Garrett Morris showed up, but I don't.
Yeah, you're not quite sure up until the point Garrett Morris shows up what Paul Sorvino's brand of crazy is.
I thought it was just like
just right-wing pro-America.
I thought it was just a militia, like, I mean, more like we all just left at the same time because this guy had too extreme of an ideas for the army. Like he actually was in the army, blah blah blah, and he curtsed out basically.
Yeah. God, there's a scene when they're just on the plane or in the cab where he is just like, "Hey, PR lady, listen, nobody likes me. Could you make them like me?" She's like, "Maybe, I don't know, whatever."
I think it's just a weird thing, like where Michael Moriarty's just sitting there like all gobsmacked, just like, "Oh man, she can totally redo yours. That's no problem at all." It's just, what is happening? Like,
I know, it's so weird. They were just like, "We need something here to break up the transition from point A to point B." It's like, listen, lady. People hate me. They've always hated me. They like them twig boys and fruity liberals. Come on, make them like me. She's like, we'll see. We got to do this thing first. So they take over this podunk radio station. Man, they all pour out of these cabs and they all huddle up outside the radio station. And he calls them to attention and then says, like, all right, give them all 10% tip and get a cash receipt.
Yep.
You weirdo. So they go in and they're just like, hey.
They skip over the taking over the radio or the TV station. It's just like you see them going in and then it's like, all right, we're 10 minutes to air.
Well, they talk to the dude at the front desk who is just like basically, okay, we got the affiliates on board or whatever.
Sure.
And Paul Sorvino's like, what are you playing now? And he turns up the radio dial and it's a stuff commercial. He's like, you turn that shit off now.
My station, yeah.
Yeah. So then the PR lady starts writing copy. She's just like, time to write a speech. And then Michael Moriarty is sitting there criticizing her speech. He's like, you can't say this. You can't take blame for this. Come on.
Well, she is like throwing herself on the sword, basically. It's like, it's my fault. I helped promote this stuff. And he's like,
just a weird diversion here.
It is. I'm not disagreeing. What she is doing in a better written movie is kind of noble. And he's like, are you sure you want to, sink your whole career?
Yeah.
And then there's all weird, like, I thought you'd support me for a while. And it's weird because, like, the kid's in the other room listening for some reason. While he's
he knows
shuffling through real tapes and shit.
He knows that that's his new dad.
Yeah, his new family, yeah.
It's about this time that Garrett Morris rolls up and bursts into the radio station. And he's just like, get back. Lethal weapons here. My hands. I'll kill you. And everyone lets him through until, like, he gets to the room where they're like, hey, you're here. Cool. And he's like, I got to be part of this radio broadcast because they stole my business and everyone needs to know. And then this is when Paul Sorvino comes into the room and it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Time for the racism.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is more the clearly like, all right, yeah, he's obviously racist.
Yeah. Yes.
Again, I'm just saying, like, I didn't catch the other lines.
Nope.
To know that, like, maybe that's the whole,
this is it.
mantra of the entire squad. It could just been him,
Nope. Yeah. So eventually he reluctantly backs down and allows Garrett Morris to continue to be. And man, they launch right into okay. So they have one of the troops do like this intro, which is like super professional radio man voice.
It really is. It's because I mean, it should also be noted like everyone looks like a militia from Middle Georgia,
Yes,
like
they do.
not clean cut soldiers
No,
or anything.
like they just hired
like
a Georgia militia.
Yeah, like man, I was roadieing for Leonard Skinner, but I got the call that we were starting to
we're making the stuff.
starting an anti-stuff militia, and I'm in.
Yeah. So that guy gives them the most professional introduction they've ever had. And then Paul Sorvino just goes nuts for like 40 seconds. He's just like, hey, listen, you know me. I'd never lie to you. The stuff, you eat it and it kills you. You need to not eat it. And you need to throw it away. And if you sell it, you need to burn it. And if you distribute it, you need to stop it. And then,
It's a slightly hinged Alex Jones.
yes.
It's
It
really
sounds
good.
insane. But
for sure.
immediately the country is like, fuck yeah, let's destroy the stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's like a hard cut to like a stuffed billboard on fire and people like having bonfires.
Yeah, like burning Beatles albums, basically, but it's containers of stuff. And all of us in the room went, nope, I'm sorry, this is now the movie's not believable at all.
Yeah.
No one would stop. They would be like,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep eating the stuff. Fuck you."
Sentient yogurt from the center of the earth that infects our brains. All right, I can buy it.
My choice.
I can buy it.
But my freedom.
I choose to eat the stuff.
Yeah. But telling everyone in America what to do for their own safety and having them actually do it?
Yeah.
Nah.
Eat shit.
Yeah, fuck off, movie.
Paul Sorvino, you get off my radio.
Totally a goof. Old thing's a big fucking
Yeah,
goof.
no, sorry. The stuff would have destroyed
Yeah.
the entire planet. But yeah, no, it works. They burn the stuff. And apparently everything's going to be fine, except that Michael Moriarty goes back to the douchebag businessman who runs the stuff company. Mm-hmm. And that guy's just like, hey, man, you came to give me my money back. And he's like, nope, spend it.
And then this other guy walks in and is like, but maybe you came to give me my money back.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's the ice cream dude
Yeah.
that was supposedly trying to counter hire him.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you guys are in this together, huh? Well, and they're like, yeah, we're not going to sell the stuff anymore. We're going to sell the taste,
Yeah.
which is only 14% stuff.
It's just enough to give the addictive qualities, but without like, the brain takeover stuff
Yeah.
of the stuff.
So Michael Moriarty is like, first of all, he pulls out a gun. He's like, sit down. And he's like, hey, kid, get in here.
He pressed X for Jason.
Yeah. Jason comes in with a box of the stuff, and he just stacks it up in front of them, and Michael Moriarty's like, eat it. And they're like, no. And he's like, you eat it or I'm going to shoot you. And they're like, not in front of that child, you're not. He's like, look, this child's seen some shit.
Yeah.
So,
He almost literally says that child has
Yeah.
seen some shit.
because we did, okay, so like,
Yeah.
Garrett Morris in the radio station has taken the lady off to be like, I know what's going on here. The stuff gets inside you and then it leaves. And then she's like, wait, what? And he's like, I'll show you. And then, because he's full of stuff, and the stuff comes out of him and attacks her, and they have to set the radio station on fire and pull the kid and the lady out of the thing. And so there's a whole scene where Garrett Morris turns into a puppet and stuff goo comes out of him. And then he fractures into a pile of nothing. So anyway, that happened.
Yeah. But I mean, really, like once the message goes out, the movie's basically over. Other than the little coda of like,
Right. It's just
let's
this-
go deal with the business people who
Yeah.
are trying to make another evil thing.
Yeah, it's like, all right, listen, you sick fucks.
They make stuff too, the taste.
the taste.
It's
Yeah.
only
Well-
got 10%
Well,
stuff in
there
it.
are multiple ways that this carries on that this movie gives you because I don't really understand. Like they make, they bring a big case of the stuff in and make these two, dildos like eat it and and it's like I don't know what the end game is because they're like the cop, I hear the sirens like right on time, and it's like
It's going to give them stuff powers.
well yeah I was like now you just created two new stuffies. What's the end game?
Yeah.
Like you just gonna wait till they get all hollow and
yeah, are you going
punch
to
through their head?
I mean,
Like-
are you going to arrest them and take them to jail because the stuff will just come out of them and
Right.
go somewhere else?
Yeah, you're just giving the stuff a vehicle.
Yeah. So
Maybe it's to make them addicted to the stuff so that when they get put in jail and the stuff comes out of them, they go crazy from
maybe I don't
stuff
know.
sickness.
I need some smokable versions of it so it could be like puffin stuff.
You could be Harlow, the retailer
Yes,
of
of
puffin
puffin
stuff.
stuff, yeah.
yeah.
I could just work in human resources for puffin stuff. Yeah, it'd be my new Sid Marty Craft. Anyway.
That's it. I don't have any more on,
Yeah,
that, on
yeah,
that line.
yeah.
You okay, Chuck?
I'm
Are you
fine.
mad at?
No,
yeah.
I'm good. I was mad for a while, but then it circled back around. There it is. All right, thanks.
Sure.
Yeah, no, this stuff just kind of ends.
Yeah, I mean, there's another little coda because like they make the business dildos eat the stuff, and then like there's then it
Business
basically
dildos!
because I mean it's basically like then they show like it's become an illicit crime thing because there's guys like
Oh yeah,
driving up in
yes.
a nasty van with a case like
Yeah.
doing the like it's legit,
Oh,
and then it just
it's the
ends.
good stuff. Yeah, yeah.
This is-
So now stuff is illegal and it's on
Right.
the streets.
Street stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that is how it is. And it smashes the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at the very end, you get a little cameo from Brooke Adams.
Yeah,
In a
which
shower.
which is weird because it's like they list like the special celebrity cameos, including Clara Peller and Dave Pagoda and
Yeah.
I think somebody else. But Brooke Adams was listed there, and I'm like,
Oh, Lorraine Landon from
Yeah.
Maniac Cop
Right.
and the Samurai Cop
No, we don't talk about
and
that.
Samurai Cop 2.
No, don't talk about that. But yes, I mean, there's a lot of like, I just like you see her name, and I mean, there are a lot of people that won't know who the hell Brooke Adams is, but like, if you've seen Days of Heaven, you're like, I know what Brooke Adams looks like. Where is she? I didn't see her in this movie. She shows up in like this little thing, like
Brooke Adams looks like.
well, I mean, she's not a super well known
No.
actor.
No, she at the time, yes,
Yes.
but she's one of those people who just kind of like, I'm gonna go away now. I've done what I need to do.
Sure. She probably married someone super rich.
Sure. She was.
I remember that we looked that up for somebody. It was like, oh, you married a billionaire. That's
Yeah.
why we haven't heard from
That's why you
you
went away.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
She was in some Larry Cohen thing.
Who, Brooke Adams?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, that's the stuff. Stuff's over.
Yeah.
Over and done.
Yep.
Let's rate it
Oh, okay.
and then get the hell out of here.
Stuff. Let me think about my stuff. I should have gotten my stuff together before it's rating time.
I liked watching the stuff.
Yeah?
I had a good time watching the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I give it about 3 jocks.
Okay. About?
Yeah, approximately.
You want to firm that up?
Nah.
Okay. About 3. I'll put that on this sheet. About 3.
Yeah, you got to put a little one of those little wiggly lines in front of it.
Right. Yeah.
A tilde? Swinton?
more or less than 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
less than or equal to or perhaps greater than.
3's good.
Just write that all out.
I agree with 3. I give it 3.
Yeah.
It's weird. We seem to have a hive mind because I was just like, I'm probably in the 3 jocks range.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let me think about it for a second. And then,
There's just weird stuff going
Yeah.
on all the time.
yes.
And
It's
Just
it's
every-
it's a mess of a movie.
Oh, for
but-
sure.
It is a total mess of a movie.
But
but every 3.5 minutes, something entertainment happened, or
Yes.
something entertaining happens. Yeah.
Something
entertainment.
Right. The logo just flies across the screen.
That was the sequel to those like clip show movies from the 70s.
We're a marketing
Something
company.
entertainment.
Boats and hoes. Okay, so I think that there's a lot of fascinating things going on in this movie, and I like the idea of it. I like how it just doesn't question its premise, and everyone is just like, the stuff is taking people over. We have to stop it. There's just not a lot of science bullshit in the way. It's just thing is tasty. It's bad. We got to stop. That's the entire plot. I don't like how choppy it is. That seems to be a thing that the studio did. They thought that the original cut didn't flow, and so they started ripping stuff out of it. So I think maybe I don't blame Larry Cohen for that. I think he probably made a more thought out movie that got cut up by Roger Corman's company.
Sure.
One technical thing that I don't like about this movie, and I can't necessarily really put my finger on why, but there are scenes where it feels like the camera is moving unnecessarily. Like there are shots that have been established, and then for some reason the camera is still moving around, and you're like, no, you've established this shot. Stop moving. You've established like a 2-shot of these 2 people sitting in chairs,
Right.
and now the camera is like, I'm gonna go over here, and it's like, there's no reason to go over there. What are you doing? Stay.
Well, there's also some real bad composite shots, like I call it the Mike TV shot, because it's like,
Yeah.
where it's like, it's supposed to be like a forced perspective shot or something, and it just looks awful. Like when the kid is in the tanker, he's clearly not actually in the tanker.
That's like
Yeah.
a super duper
Yeah.
early green screen shot. yeah,
I just mean it's like I call it the Mike TV shot because it's like Willy Wonka looks like a really good movie, and you get to that Mike TV sequence. It's like, ooh, this tech was not ready yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, but again, it's a low budget movie. I think like the shots where they do have a massive amount of whatever this substance is chasing people
The
around.
stuff. It's called the stuff.
I know, but I mean like the actual substance that they were using that Larry created.
Sometimes it's like
different
firefighting
Larry
foam.
Luden or Ludden or
Yeah.
something, and not Larry
Yeah,
Cohen.
because sometimes it's just miniature and they're obviously superimposed. But in
There
some
is
shots,
a lot of miniature stuff in this, like the foundry, whatever.
when
like,
the refinery
when
blows
the
up,
refinery blows up, that's a pretty good miniature.
it's a very good miniature.
Yeah.
But it's a very good explosion.
yeah.
It's neat. I think this movie's neat. I wish it was better, but I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
it's a product of its time,
It's
and
I mean, honestly, I know we just sort of poo-pooed that no one knows who Brooke Adams is. I'm just saying it's weird for like a movie like this to like just have random scenes with like Abe Vigoda and stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's like,
you're kind of bigger than this.
well, yeah, it's strange that they talk as many people as they did into what is such an obviously like spoofy body snatchers kind of movie. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
Yes.
and
It's called paying them enough.
Maybe I bet it's Roger Corman's.
I think
don't know,
this was more maybe like favors.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's like I'm next door.
maybe enough wasn't that
Yeah.
much money.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
By the way, Brooke Adams still working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot,
good for
just
her.
in like shows and things that no one watches. It's another one of those things where it's like either you have vanished off the face of the earth or you are on a show that I am totally not aware of.
Okay. Well,
Now I'm not saying that Monk is a show that no one's heard of, but she was on Monk 5 times playing 5 different characters. That's amazing.
I feel like that's kind of sort of proving my original point for
No one knows who she is.
Well, not being instantly recognizable.
Do you think she just kept coming back in like, hi?
I mean, okay.
They didn't remember she was on.
Well, you get Faye Dunaway.
Oh, hey, you're
You know.
already in the HR system. We'll have
You
your
get Faye
paycheck out.
Dunaway or somebody. It's like you're not coming onto Monk and playing 5 different characters. You'd be like, that's fucking Faye Dunaway.
Right.
You know, like, I saw you were in Bonnie and Clyde
Yeah.
shit. Like,
She's got range.
okay.
I feel like Deborah Winger is that same type of like she could just show up and be like, "You're Deborah? Really? Okay, whatever. You're on the Love Boat now, so get in there."
Okay.
So, anyway, that's the stuff. It's weirdly delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Michael Moriarty.
Yes.
Thanks. So if you want to,
contact
speedily
stuff,
bop
yeah.
us some.
I was like, what happens here? I went blank for a minute.
If you want to scat at us,
Oh yeah,
No,
now we're
don't.
talking.
Please don't scat on us.
At
9105 Jocks BMF 910-556-9263. That's the Garfield hotline. The Bamfcast phone. The Bamf Cat Garf Hot. Don't Google that.
That's a Dune name.
Also a Star Wars name. This is one of those
Oh,
times
okay.
when they intersect.
All right.
If you want to email us, bmf@bmfcast.com, tell us about everything that you watched this weekend, this spooky weekend.
Tell us about everything.
Right. Or tell us about everything. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Were you recently on a train with any fiber bars and
Yeah.
driving a truck cross country?
Right.
Right.
Recently get out of theater and you got to tell us what you think of a movie right then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And call us
whenever
for
you
that.
feel like it.
Call us from the parking lot so we can hear cars driving by. Anyway, you can also go to the website bmfcast.com. That has all of our stuff and things. It has the stuff that we're made of. And also the most important thing is to give us all of your money. And the way you can do that is patreon.com/bmfcast. That's where we have a bunch of bonus podcasts that you can get to for the low price of money. Sometimes it's $1 or $3 or $5. If you're a $5 patron, well, congratulations, you just got a new podcast. It's called We Have All the Time in the World, featuring me and my friend Jens. There's nobody else's friend. It's just my friend.
it's true.
I have a new friend. His name's Jens.
He's only my friend.
Yeah. It's an invisible friend, apparently.
You have seen Jens.
Have I?
Yes, I have personally been in the same room as both of
I
you.
don't know. I don't
I
think that's
mean,
true.
I have a photo.
Well,
I don't think that's true either.
I mean,
Yes.
Photoshop. I mean,
yeah.
You would recognize from the pixels that it's not a Photoshop.
Yeah, I've met. Well, no, actually, I was going to say I've met Jens more times than you, but that's not true anymore.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
no,
right.
they went off and they
Yeah,
had
I know.
secret
They've had
adventures.
adventures now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We just went to L.A.
Yeah.
together.
Well, you also came down here and went to. You guys went to.
Yeah, you guys went to
dinner
a
or
symphony.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are having secret dates and stuff. I'm
It's not a secret. I told people.
sure you told Jens.
Pretty sure I told you guys too. You bum lord. Anyway. So yeah,
that was my best jealous voice. I could muster.
it's pretty good.
Bet you probably told Jens.
Yes,
It's pretty good.
bum lord.
I believed you, bum lord. Anyway, Jens and I, my friend, not yours, do a podcast called "We Have All the Time in the World." It's a James Bond retrospective. As we all know, new Bond movie came out, so we were excited to talk about Bond movies. So we'll be doing the entire Eon Oeuvre of James Bond movies, and you can listen to them if you are a patron. That helps us keep the lights on in the studio, so to speak. Pays for internet and cleaning the stuff out of the room, out of us as well. Yeah.
Gotta get this stuff out of us. It's what we do each and every week here on the BMFcast is we get our stuff out
Right.
so we can start anew.
Anyway, that's patreon.com/BMFcast. Go there, give us your money, please. Thank you. And
Thank you. Have a nice day.
yeah,
We'll be back again.
have good mush pitting.
Drive through.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
I think we've done enough stuff.
Yeah, less stuff.
More stuff, less stuff. And yeah, hashtag no more stuff.
Too much stuff. All right.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And for Mackie, this is BMFcast out. Goodbye. Don't eat this stuff. Eat the taste.
No.
It's only 10% stuff.
Too much stuff.
Not enough.
So, last weird detail thing, the older brother of the family.
Okay.
I feel like I recognized him. Who was that?
Well, he's Brian Bloom, who does a million video game voices.
Yeah, okay.
He's like BJ Blazkowicz in all the Wolfenstein games.
I should have
He's
been
Captain
BJ
America in all the
Yep.
Ultimate Alliance games.
No, no, I know him because I actually know voice actors and stuff. I was like, I saw him and I was like,
Yeah.
I know who that is. That's a young version of somebody.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know who.
that guy. He was in
Okay.
the A-Team movie. Yeah. I saw the name and I was like, he must just have the same name as that guy. And I was like,
No.
oh, no, that's who that is.
Isn't he the guy that's most known for doing Wolverine voice? Or
He does Captain America all the time.
what am I thinking of? It's not. No, it's not him. It's not Brian Bloom. God damn it! I can see the guy's face clear as day. That's what's stupid. I should know what voice actors look like.
Well, that's not a thing people say.
No, I'm just saying I should know what voice actors look like because that's weird. To research what people look like when they're known for their voices. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Nolan North.
Steve Bloom,
Oh, yes.
not Brian Bloom.
Not Brian Bloom.
Yeah,
Steve Blum.
Blum or Bloom. I don't know.
Bloom. But yeah, this dude does 10 video games a year. I mean,
Yeah.
he will just do background voices in 8 games, and then he's the main character in Call of Duty, and then he was Black Mask and all the Batman.
Yeah, I think
games,
when you play wasn't he even back to Marvel versus Capcom, Captain America? Because it's he's that. Whenever
Yes.
you hear that Stars and Stripes voice, that version of Captain America. I think it's him.
he is. Yeah, he has been doing Captain America voice for a long time. He is the guy you call if you want Captain America, or Daredevil. He was in 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand.
Oh, shit.
He played Blackwater.
Wait, the whole entire organization?
I don't know.
I think
Probably.
Blackwater was one person in that.
Oh,
Mr. Blackwater.
Mr. Blackwater, I presume.
Keep on rising.
oh Blackwater,
Hit that big
keep
ass
on
round.
working.
50 cent. $50.
Four-bit.
That's
That's what I call him. I call him four-bit.
Assailed that enormous ascendance.
I traveled with four-bit for a fortnight.
Yeah. He was also in Once Upon a Time in America. Him and Danny Aiello.
Who, Brian Bloom?
Yes.
Oh.
Just like, hey, man, let's go do this stuff. Cool.
Are they related?
I don't think so.
I mean, is it like Margaret Qualley's secretly Andy McDowell's daughter? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, from The Leftovers. That's Andy McDowell's daughter.
I knew she looked familiar,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm glad to now know we have another young Andy McDowell out there.
Yeah.
Gross, Chuck.
What?
That was gross.
She's pretty.
That was
Margaret
gross.
Qualley is a nice looking.
She's a very pretty lady, and she's on a good show. Good night, Internet.
I like that movie she was into, the like sci-fi thing. I don't remember what it was.
Margaret Qualley? Is that?
Yeah. God damn it! What was the name of that movie?
Star Wars.
Yes, it was Star Wars, Chuck. Thank you. No, it was like one of those Netflix like low-key sci-fi things where it was like small.
Oh, it was
cast.
called Loki.
Yeah, that's what it was. No, that's on Disney Plus.
Was it the one where like there were only 2 people left on the planet?
I feel like it. Yeah, and something like
And
it was
then-
the air or something was weird.
It was like Michael B. Jordan was the dude, and
maybe. Yeah.
she was like living on a mountain.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
What's it called? It's got a 1-word title.
Salt.
Dry voice. Plant.
Salt was that Angelina
Code.
movie. How about I just Google Margaret Qualley? and
Okay.
Look at what movie she was.
Why don't you
in.
bing her?
Okay.
I would appreciate it if you would bing her.
Stop it. Stop it. All right, where were you in? Oh, look, there was literally a picture of her and Andy McDowell.
Wow.
So I'm just saying, like, if you
Weird.
didn't know.
Look at that.
What was the name of your movie?
Io. That's it. Io.
Yeah, that was a pretty good little movie.
Yeah, it was fine.
I'm saying I like those like low key sci-fi things.
It was
Netflix
back when, like, once a year, Netflix would put out some weird low-key sci-fi thing, and it was like, this is okay. This is
Yeah.
not. I wouldn't pay for this, but I wouldn't go to a theater for. There's not a lot of spectacle here, but
Oh, that's right. She's in Death Stranding too.
hmm.
Forgot about that. That weird ass game.
Yeah.
Which is like one of those things I want to play, but I also know just royally piss me off.
Oh, it will.
So like,
will.
I don't
Man,
know.
I need to play that.
I don't know if like I actually want to play it or just
If there was like a non-cutscene version of that, I would play it. I just don't
want to watch
7.5 hours.
there are 7.5 hours of cutscenes in that game.
Yes. Can do it.
Donkey just put out another video about it
Saw it.
recently.
Just shut down. God damn it.
All right. Good night. Well, we're gonna go being Margaret Qualley and Andy McDowell and probably Bill Murray and Chris Elliott.
What are we doing?
The rest of the cast of Groundhog Day.
Cool.
Yeah, Stephen Tobolowsky. We're definitely gonna being him.
Yeah.
Ned. Ned Ryerson.
Is he Yoda now?
So insurance you do. Long time we've not seen.